What if one car could flip the auto industry upside down? From a wild $35,000 promise to a global electric vehicle revolution, this is the full story of the Tesla Model 3. The critics doubted it, the fans worshipped it, and the world. It's never been the same since. What if I told you that one of the most talked about electric cars in the world wasn't built for the rich, but for everyone? Before the Tesla Model 3 even had a name, it lived as a dream inside Elon Musk's head. A dream to create an electric car that could go toe-to-toe with gas-powered giants, but cost as little as a Honda Civic. It sounded crazy. In 2016, electric cars were expensive, bulky, and mostly a luxury item. The idea of a sleek, high-tech EV that regular people could afford, that felt like science fiction. But Elon Musk wasn't aiming for the elite. He wanted to flip the industry upside down. Tesla had already stunned the world with the Roadster and Model S. Cars that proved electric could be fast and sexy. But those cars were just stepping stones. Elon had a bigger plan. A master plan. From the very beginning, he talked about this third car, one that would be built after Tesla made enough money in tech from the luxury models. It would be simple, smart, and affordable. And most importantly, it would spark a revolution. Musk publicly promised this mystery car would start at just $35,000. Not cheap, but far less than anything Tesla had ever made. People laughed, competitors scoffed, critics called it impossible. How could a tiny car company, barely surviving, build a mass-market EV at that price? Especially when giants like Ford and GM hadn't done it. But Elon kept pushing. Behind the scenes, the Tesla team was already sketching what would become the Model 3. It wasn't about profits. It was about proving a point. That electric cars didn't have to be niche. They could be the new normal. And just like that, the countdown to the Model 3 had begun. A car born from one man's obsession, and the world had no idea what was coming next. Before the Model 3 rolled onto the streets, Tesla had to earn its stripes. It all started with the original Roadster in 2008. A small electric sports car that looked like a Lotus but ran like lightning. While it didn't change the world overnight, it proved one thing. Electric cars didn't have to be boring. Next came the Model S. Sleek, luxurious, and jaw-droppingly fast, it shocked everyone. It wasn't just an EV, it was better than gas-powered sedans. It had a giant touchscreen, over-the-air updates, and enough power to make a Ferrari sweat. Suddenly, Tesla wasn't a joke. It was a force. But the Model S cost upwards of $70,000. Not exactly for the everyday driver. Then Tesla dropped the Model X, a high-end SUV with falcon wing doors and tons of tech. Again, amazing, but expensive. Still, every car sold helped fund the bigger dream, the affordable electric sedan. Elon had promised it, but promises don't pay the bills. The Roadster, Model S, and X were all part of a bigger puzzle. Generate cash, build credibility, and gather the knowledge to pull off the Model 3. So while the world admired Tesla's flashy models, they didn't realize the real prize was still in the shadows. Every dollar earned, every lesson learned, was quietly shaping the car that would bring Tesla to the masses. A car with the DNA of the S and the ambition of the Roadster, but priced for reality. The Model 3 wasn't a sudden idea. It was the end game Tesla had been building toward from day one. Elon Musk wrote a blog post. It looked simple, even boring, but hidden inside was a blueprint, Tesla's master plan. Step 1. Build a sports car. Step 2. Use that money to build a luxury sedan. Step 3. Use that money to build an affordable EV for the masses. Step 4. Make it all solar-powered. At the time, people rolled their eyes. Who drops their company's full strategy online? But Elon was never about secrets. The affordable EV, what would later become the Model 3, was always the goal. Every Roadster, every Model S sale was just another brick in the foundation. He didn't want just to make cars. He wanted to change transportation forever. By 2013, Tesla's stock was rising, buzz was growing, and people started whispering about this third car. Internally, the team referred to it as the Model E. But that name hit a roadblock. Ford already owned the rights. So, Elon did the next best thing. He went with Model 3, using a stylized that looked like an E. Funny enough, if you lined up Tesla's cars, Model S, 3, X, and Y, you got S, 3, XY. Elon's sense of humor, as always, made its way into serious business. The master plan wasn't just about building a car. It was about changing the way the world viewed electric vehicles. Tesla wasn't hiding the Model 3's arrival. They were redefining what people expected from a car. Instead of buttons and clutter, the Model 3's interior was almost empty. A clean dashboard, a single touchscreen in the center, and no traditional gauge cluster. At first, people were confused. Where's the speedometer? The air vents? But Tesla had a vision. Minimalism meets function. That center touchscreen controlled everything, from music to climate, from navigation to speed. It was like driving an iPad on wheels. And speaking of air vents, Tesla scrapped the traditional ones. Instead, they built a hidden system that blew air along the entire dashboard. A clean, silent flow that could be aimed with a swipe on the screen. It was the kind of detail that showed Tesla wasn't just thinking different. They were thinking forward. The exterior followed the same philosophy. A smooth, aerodynamic shape. No bulky grille. Flush door handles. Even the roof flowed from windshield to trunk in one elegant sweep. Tesla wanted beauty, but also efficiency. Every curve helped with range. For the first time, a car didn't just look futuristic. It acted like it. The Model 3 wasn't just built for the tech crowd. It was designed so that anyone could feel like they were driving the future. March 31st, 2016. That night, something strange happened. People lined up outside Tesla stores, not to buy a car, but to reserve one they hadn't even seen yet. It felt more like the launch of a new iPhone than a vehicle. People camped overnight just to be among the first to say, "I'm in." Then the curtain dropped. Elon Musk stepped on stage and unveiled the Tesla Model 3. The room erupted. It wasn't a concept car. It was real. Sleek, compact, minimalist, and pure Tesla. And the price? Just as promised, $35,000. But what followed was even crazier. Within 24 hours, Tesla had racked up over 180,000 pre-orders. A few days later, that number soared past 400,000. That's right. Hundreds of thousands of people paid a $1,000 deposit for a car they hadn't even test-driven. Why? Because they believed. It wasn't just about specs or range. This was about a movement. People weren't just buying a car. They were buying into a future. One without gas stations, oil changes, or tailpipe emissions. The reveal didn't just make headlines. It shook the entire auto industry. Automakers who once laughed at Tesla suddenly felt a chill down their spine. The Model 3 wasn't just coming. It was about to dominate. The Model S made Tesla famous. The Model 3 made it unforgettable. If the reveal was a dream, production was a nightmare. Tesla had promised mass delivery by late 2017. But building a car at scale is hard, especially when you try to reinvent the process. Elon Musk bet big on automation. Too big. He created an ultra-high-tech assembly line filled with robots, lasers, and AI systems. But when it came time to build the car, nothing worked like it should. Robots jammed, sensors failed, parts didn't arrive on time. By late 2017, only a handful of Model 3s had been delivered. Tesla was missing deadlines. Investors were nervous. Critics pounced. Was the Model 3 just hype? Elon called it production hell, and he wasn't joking. He even started sleeping on the factory floor, refusing to leave until things improved. Tesla had to go back to basics, manually assembling cars, simplifying designs, and cutting bottlenecks. At one point, they literally built a tent outside the factory to increase output. It looked crazy, but it worked. The Model 3's journey wasn't smooth. It was messy, frustrating, and nearly fatal. But each struggle brought Tesla closer to unlocking mass production. The dream had taken a beating, but it was still alive. By mid-2018, something changed. The machines stopped jamming. The bottlenecks began to fade. The Model 3 assembly line, once chaotic, finally started to hum. Tesla began delivering thousands of cars per week. It wasn't perfect, but it was real progress. The dream was finally taking shape, not just on paper, but in driveways and parking lots across America. For the first time, people were seeing the Model 3 in person. Owners posted reviews. Car vloggers praised its instant torque, quiet cabin, and sci-fi driving feel. The press started to shift too, from doom to respect. In the third quarter of 2018, Tesla posted a profit. Wall Street was stunned. The same company that once burned cash faster than it made cars was now in the green. And the Model 3? It had become the best-selling luxury sedan in America. Even more surprising, it didn't need dealerships. Tesla sold direct, online, no haggle, no middlemen, and it worked. The Model 3 was more than a car. It was a breakthrough in how cars were made, sold, and perceived. Tesla had gone from laughingstock to leader, and the rest of the industry was finally paying attention. After the US launch, Tesla set its sights on the world. Europe, China, Australia. Everyone wanted the Model 3. And Tesla delivered. First came the shipments to Europe in early 2019. Ports were flooded with ships carrying thousands of cars. Then came China, where Tesla went even bigger. Instead of just exporting, they built a factory in Shanghai in record time. Locals nicknamed it Gigafactory 3. Within months, China-built Model 3s were rolling out, tailored for the local market. For the first time, Tesla wasn't just an American success, it was a global phenomenon. What made the Model 3 click worldwide? It hit a sweet spot. Affordable but premium. Tech-forward but simple. Fast but efficient. It didn't scream luxury, but it felt smart. It made people proud to drive electric. While competitors scrambled to catch up, Tesla was already miles ahead, literally. The Model 3 was outselling BMWs, Audis, and even Toyota hybrids in many regions. Governments saw it as proof that EV adoption wasn't a dream anymore. It was already happening. And Tesla's strategy? Skip ads. Let the product do the talking. The Model 3 isn't just an EV, it's a tech experience. From the moment you step in, it feels like a gadget. Gone are traditional buttons and gauges. Everything runs through one massive touchscreen that controls it all, from driving to climate to entertainment. It's intuitive, like a smartphone on wheels. But what really changed the game? Over-the-air updates. Tesla made it possible for your car to improve overnight, adding new features, performance upgrades, even fixing bugs while you slept. It redefined what a car could be. Then came autopilot, Tesla's semi-autonomous system. It could steer, brake, and accelerate on highways. Not perfect, but constantly evolving with every update. Supporters called it the future. Critics called it dangerous. But nobody ignored it. The Model 3 blurred the line between vehicle and software platform. It wasn't just a way to get around. It was a living, learning machine. For a generation raised on tech, this was the car they had been waiting for. The Model 3 didn't just turn heads, it sparked a global debate. Fans treated it like a revolution. They praised Elon, the mission, and every new software update like gospel. Teslaonaires shared driving hacks, debated features, and defended the car with cult-like loyalty. But the critics? Equally loud. Some called it overhyped, pointing to quality issues like misaligned panels or touchscreen glitches. Others warned that autopilot was misleading, too advanced for safety, yet not advanced enough for full autonomy. Financial skeptics predicted Tesla's doom, calling the company unsustainable. They said Elon overpromised, and that the Model 3 couldn't live up to the hype. Yet through all the love and hate, the Model 3 kept selling. Its polarizing nature only added to its fame. It wasn't just a car, it was a symbol. And whether you admired it or mocked it, you couldn't ignore it. That made it powerful. Tesla knew one size wouldn't fit all, so they expanded the Model 3 lineup. The Standard Range Plus was the most affordable. Minimal frills, solid range, and smooth driving. It stuck close to Musk's $35,000 dream. The long range took things further. Dual motors, AWD, and over 350 miles per charge. It was ideal for commuters, road trippers, or anyone chasing distance and balance. Then came the Model 3 Performance, an electric rocket. 0 to 60 in just 3.1 seconds. Sport-tuned handling, track mode, and big brakes made it a silent speed demon. Tesla let customers personalize everything. Wheels, interiors, even self-driving features. All from the website. No dealerships, no haggling. These variants proved that EVs could be practical, fun, and customizable. Whether you wanted value, range, or raw speed, there was a Model 3 that felt made for you. The Model 3 didn't just sell, it shifted the entire auto industry. Before it, electric vehicles were rare and quirky. After it, they were the future. Legacy automakers scrambled to respond. Ford, GM, VW, all launched electric programs just to catch up. The Model 3 proved that EVs weren't science projects anymore. They could be cool, affordable, and scalable. Regulators took note too. Countries began setting deadlines to ban gas cars. Cities installed chargers. Policy started catching up to tech. Even investors flipped. Tesla went from risky bet to stock market giant. Not because it sold the most cars, but because it made the world believe in the future of electric mobility. Drivers changed too. They cared less about engine size and more about software, range, and charging time. The Model 3 rewired how people thought about cars and what they should expect. It didn't just make history, it shaped what comes next. The Model 3's story didn't end, it evolved. Years after launch, Tesla kept improving it. In 2023, the Model 3 Highland debuted, a sleeker, more efficient version with improved range, ride, and design. Global production surged. Factories in Berlin, Texas, and Shanghai pushed out units by the thousands. In markets worldwide, the Model 3 became the face of electric driving. Its influence stretched beyond cars. It forced automakers to rethink design, sales, and tech. It inspired a new generation of drivers who expect updates, automation, and clean energy as standard. To them, the Model 3 isn't futuristic. It's normal. Elon's original dream, to make EVs mainstream, wasn't just realized. It was surpassed. The Model 3 became more than a product. It became a movement. And as the world keeps shifting electric, the car that once seemed impossible keeps leading the charge.